Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host at World of Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Semovente Contraccaro 64. This is the Tier 8 Italian auto-reloading tank destroyer, and really what I wanted to grapple in today's video was grinding stock crews. As I'm on my free-to-play account, obviously grinding a tank with a 75% crew can be absolutely painful. I've been grinding my Boss Shotty and Barask for a lot of games, as you can see. I just got my Semovente Contracara, but yeah, for the most part, I've just been grinding my Barask. And even with the losses, a 4K loss, I'm still making 157,000 credits. So the first thing you want to do is whenever researching a new tech tree tank is make sure you have a lot of credits in a reserve so you can get all the equipment. To get a tier 8 fully purchased and as well the equipment on the tank, it's going to cost you about 4.5 million credits. So averaging about 100k in a tier 8 premium, yeah, it should take you about 40 or 30 games to make enough credits, depending if you get aces or anything like that, to get enough credits to fully get your equipment. But that is the first step. Make sure you have equipment on your vehicle, because obviously equipment like enhanced gun laying drive, V-stabs, hit points is going to make the tank a lot more workable in a frontline situation. The second thing you want to do is make sure you have enough free experience saved up to get the top modules that are important. For example, I have gotten the turret and as well the top gun. I'm not worrying about the engine or the tracks right now. I know those are very important upgrades, but obviously I want to have that frontal protection, and because this is a somewhat turreted tank destroyer, I don't need the traverse speed as of right now. So as you can see, I've still got 10,000 XP in reserve. I'll be saving that for the tier 9, and I'll be grinding the XP for the tracks and the engine. So when I ground the tier 7 on the line, I did not use any XP on the tier 7 apart from the gun. I didn't even get the turret, because all you need to do is save up that free XP you get, use it on the next tank. That's what I always say, especially when grinding a tank like the ST1 that has some of the worst stock modules in the game. You save up free XP and you skip the worst modules. It is one of the most important things I can tell you to do in the game. After you've done that, you've got the tank fully equipped. Obviously, you want to be running provisions. These are going to give huge buffs. As you can see, a second off just one shell's reload. Mobility gets huge buffs. You obviously want to run all of that. After you've got all of that done, now we finally get into the battles. Now, the first thing you want to have are crew XP boosters. These are very easy to come by. You can get crew XP boosters literally just by doing clan missions, platooning. It's very easy to get them. Make sure, once you get crew XP boosters, you turn them into epic boosters. And the reason why is because it's going to make the grind much less painful. While this tank may only go like 20 kilometers per hour, as we can see, the nice thing I know is that every game I win, I should probably go up about 3 or 4% on my XP when it comes to this vehicle, which means it should only take me about, I don't know, 10 or so battles before this tank starts to become pretty well shaped. So, what do we have up against us? We got a 53 TP, T34, and we do have a Semovente Contraccaro 56. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we got shot by a Scorpion G. Not only did we get shot by the Scorpion G, but we almost got max rolled by him. That's just sometimes the way of Blitz. I've talked about this in the past. I really hate the crossing, the way it is designed in this game, that, oh boy, you get punished for essentially doing your job. Oh my, maybe I should have gotten the engine on this vehicle. I thought that the engine wasn't that important, but holy bad. This is possibly the worst mobility I've ever seen, and unfortunately even more for me, the entirety of the enemy team went to the other side of the map. Now, it's possible if I back up, we might just be able to get a shell. Oh, no. Wait. We might have another shot here. All right. There's one shell, and even though I don't suggest to do this, nah, I can't even get it out. I was going to say I'm going to dump my second shell, or my third shell, I guess, but it's not even worth it. So I guess we're just going to capture this base for now. At least if we're up on base capture, we can force the enemy to come to us, and then I don't need to use my slow mobility. Make sure, by the way, you're playing on Supremacy when doing these stock grinds, because Supremacy is going to give you a huge advantage on base cap, specifically XP. So we got the LTG. There's not much I can really shoot right now. We're just going to reload again, and we're just going to chill here. If that T-34 pokes, maybe we'll get a nice shell in, but looks like he's not poking as of yet. Fire! Ooh, this gun is not very fun, I can tell you that for a fact. But at least we're going up in an XP. Alright, what I'm going to try and do as of now is send that Semovente, or not the Semovente, the 53 TP. That's a pretty nice tank worth of HP. It's a tier 8, so I can probably get some XP from it. We also got the T-34, who I think we can get some shells into as well. Aiming, and fire. There you go, one easy shot into the T-34. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice clears onto his tank. Alright, this is not very fun. I'm going to be completely honest. I have like negative traverse speed. Now this T-54 does not appear to be the biggest of threats, but still, with the traverse I carry, just about everything is a threat. I just need to keep my front towards him, which it seems like we can do. So, oh, he still went through my mid-plate. Cringe. But we're fine. We're fine. I just need to load in one more shell. Ooh! And, okay, this guy just doesn't know what he's doing, but I'll take it. We've done 1700 damage, which is not awful. We've gotten our base capped, which means we're going to get XP for that, and as well, we got 2 kills, which means we'll get even more XP from that. So not a bad battle at all. This is the kind of game that I would expect out of a somewhat stock vehicle. I played it correctly, though. I played it passively. And even though we are literally the slowest tank, like, this has to be the slowest stock tank I have ever driven. But even with all the slowness, come on. Yes! We got another shell out. We actually broke 2,000 damage. But even with all the slow stockness, we were still able to do a pretty solid job. So there you have it. We got a victory, plus we got our ×2, and because I'm running crew XP boosters, and as well my combat XP boosters, we should get a pretty decent chunk of XP. There you go, 2,800. We made 52,000 credits, and my crew went from 75% on the vehicle up to 76, so not too bad at all. Alright, well there you go. Already now I have enough for the tracks. I don't have enough for the engine though, which is probably going to be quite important. I'm not going to use my free XP. As I said, I'm going to save it. I'm just going to suffer grinding this tank. But already I've been able to increase that level by 1% just with one game. And it wasn't even that impressive of a battle. So yes, grinding free to play is painful. It is very painful sometimes, especially when grinding stock crews. Now, one of the big advices I can give as well when grinding stock crews is make sure that you play in game modes. Unfortunately for me, realistic games are not out for another 3 days. I don't know why it's got like 3-day breaks, but yeah, I ground a lot of my tier 7, a lot of my tanks today with realistic being out, but unfortunately Wargaming took away realistic games, so I'm not able to grind them anymore. Now what I'm going to do this game is I'm just going to go to the closest base, which is base B. If the enemy goes to A, oh boy, I'm not going to be able to make my way over there. I mean, we're literally, I would say we're slower than a T95 to be completely honest. Like, yeah, we're going 21, but I'm guessing we're going to go slower than 10 up this hill. Here we go, and up the hill. Ooh, 20. Oh, actually, we might not go slower than 10. Uh-oh. 14, 13, 12, 11. Oh my god, that's so painful. Oh, this is the first time I've ever made it into the front line and not have to worry about my shells being loaded or not. Alright, well, we're going downhill again, 42, and now we get to use all that momentum and slow down in about half a second. The Lorraine is going to A, which is expected, and the majority of our team is going to A. I'm really hoping this Keeler supports me, because I do not have the mobility to fend myself alone. Now, the great thing about this tank is I do have 11 degrees of gun depression, which means I can work really any spot pretty well. Oh yeah, look at that. We got the clear on the Lorraine. I'll take that. We did end up getting shot by the IS-3, but I'm not too worried at all. Aiming and fire. There you go. 1 shell into the IS-3 and 2 shells into the IS-3, and I'm not going to shoot the third, even though I'm very tempted to. Sometimes my brain's like, do it. I'm not going to, because it's still a waste of a shell, and, well, there you go. Bonk. That dispersion is not great on this vehicle. Alright, well, the good news is that we're doing fine so far. I'm going to try and pen the Semovente in front of me. We should be fine as long as I use this ridge here, so let's drive over, and a bonk. There you go. And now we just reload again. Now, the auto-reloading gun is not great on this tank, but it's also not bad. I wouldn't say that it's terrible. And in fact, for a stock grind, especially for me, it's actually, in my opinion, better, because as a stock grind, this tank has much worse accuracy with the single-shot gun, which you can imagine is not very enjoyable. Now, we got slappered there by the enemy Semovente, which is a bit of a shame, but we're still got 500 HP left, which is enough, I would say. So we're just going to drive over here, and let's see if I can get a shell in. Come on. Let's just shoot the KV-4 then. Boop. There you go. One easy shell into the KV-4, and 2 easy shells into the KV-4. Not a bad chunk of damage at all. We've blocked 1,300 so far, and we got to reload for another chunk of time. Good news is that the KV-4 is getting absolutely slapped. Let's see if we can get another shell on ourselves. There you go. Nice shot once again. Because this thing has so much turret armor, I won't have to worry at all about being penetrated. And with that, we're over 2,000 damage. Okay, not too bad so far, to be completely honest. I mean, it's not good. I'll also be honest. This is not a great grind, but we are getting damage out. We're going to reload again in 3, 2, 1. Oh, we can just heat right through his turret. That is why you don't drive your tank with the stock armor, because obviously your armor does not get a lot further. So, already, pretty good game. This guy is dead. There you go. We get a nice clear. And even though the IS-3 does max roll me, it does not matter, as we are going to win on base caps. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 2 kills, 3,000 damage dealt. And this is how I grind tank stock. I mean, there's a lot of people that always wonder how I do it. And it's that simple. I just play the tank stock. For the first couple of games you play, you get that honeymoon period as it is, so take advantage of that. We did 2,975 damage, aced the tank, and with that we made 115,000 credits, and as well, we managed to get our crew up another percent. So we're already up to 77%. Yes, it is a bit painful of a grind. You're going to have to constantly do this for the next 25 games or so, but to be fair, each game you do level it up, it's going to get just that little bit better. And already I have enough to get the engine if I wanted to. Once again, I'm not going to waste my experience on it. I'm going to wait until I get about 10,000 more XP grinding this tank with the really, really bad engine power. But I still think it's worth it to save that free XP. That way, when I get to the tier 9, I can get this turret and this extremely expensive gun unlocked instead of grinding with this gun, which is much, much worse. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.